What's going on, y'all? I'm here to talk about Iron Thorns and the really cool buffs and changes I've made to him in my ROM hack Pokemon Scrambled Scarlet. So if you're curious how Tyranitar works and how even Pupitar works, I highly recommend you check that video out after this one if you haven't already. Don't click off yet because it'll mess up my watch time and stuff, you know. But yeah, if you're a new viewer here, first of all, shout out to you. I appreciate you clicking on the video. Sorry if this isn't the type of competitive analysis you might have been expecting. It is a ROM hack analysis, basically me explaining the thought process and the way that the buffs and changes for the Pokemon work. And essentially, in this case, I mean, okay, if you're new here, I recommend you just pause the video and give the description a read. It has a lot of background information that you'd really want to know about the ROM hack. And then I've also got, once you're done with the video, other videos you can check out. You can join my Discord server, and then most importantly, you can check out the Google Sheet when you're done with this video if you want. And it'll be really helpful to understand all the move buffs and changes. For example, I have them all organized into categories, so it's really easy to understand just the volume of them all and understanding the categories that they're all sorted into. So, yeah, Iron Thorns, super dope. Electric Dark, I fucking hate the fact that this guy is rock type normally. It bothers me so much. I'm not saying he should be steel type or anything. I know that most of the future paradoxes, of course, could be, but that doesn't mean that they all should be. But Electric Dark is so much more unique and cooler than, like, I don't know. I don't mind Rock Electric. I just don't think it fits his vibe, like, at all. Like, I don't know why this Metal T-Tar carries the rock type over from T-Tar and not the fucking goddamn dark type, which is like the whole point of the. God, I hate it. I hate it. It makes me so angry. So I'm really happy I could fix that. The Electric Dark is so much cooler on him. And he's got some incredible abilities. So he does have the same stats as T-Tar, just with a bit more speed and less special attack. So he's even more min-maxed. T-Tar, if you're wondering why they're so quote-unquote min-maxed, you can check out that video. I explained that more in there. Especially if this is your first video of mine and you don't know like the overall context of this ROM hack and stuff. But Iron Thorns are super cool. So I've covered this more in depth in the other video, but I will briefly touch on it here that Pupitar and T-Tar are all three of these mons, right? Pupitar, T-Tar, and Iron Thorns are all balanced to be worth using over one another. It depends on your personal preferences, your other teammates, the point in the game you're at, your play style, which are the ones design-wise you just like better. So it's really entirely up to you. I think I don't know if I said your other teammates already, but if I didn't, then of course your other teammates, especially on a Teamlocked, nuzlockes. It really depends, like what abilities those mons have. Maybe you have too much, maybe you already have a Sandstream and Bulletproof mon, and so you're like, okay, I don't have too much to gain from T-Tar, so I'll take Thorns or whatever, or maybe you really need a ground immunity on your team on Teamlocked, so you keep Pupitar, whatever it is. So that's all really cool and unique. Not to mention Pupitar is super tanky with a Violite, and it's still pretty damn strong. So that's all really cool. Iron Thorns though, Iron Thorns is really unique in his own right. So he doesn't have obviously the Speed F boost from Sandstream, but he does have Energy Shield, which makes him incredibly. I mean, his bulk is already very good, right? I like making them a lot tankier because they are these like hulking Godzilla type creatures, right? I mean, obviously they're not actually that tall. I'm pretty sure Iron Thorns is even shorter than T-Tar, which is why, yeah, over a foot shorter. So I was actually considering making his like SPDF higher and his HP lower or something, but I figured it's nicer just to have them have really similar stats, so I kept it simple. Even though I totally wouldn't mind if he had like 100 HP and like 114 SPDF instead, like if you swapped the two, but I ended up keeping it like this. Either way, it's super tanky, right? And it's got that energy shield, which is super cool. Again, logically, I like it a lot because it's like this future. A couple of the future paradoxes have it. All of the like Iron Crown, Boulder, and Leaves have it. Iron Moth has it, and I think maybe one more, but I can't remember off the top of my head right now because I'm in video mode. I'm just trying to focus on the video. Sorry, I gotta clear my throat real quick. 1 sec. This guy's super cool defensively, right? Because he's got that energy shield. He's got the barbed as well. So on paper, people might not assume Electric Dark is a good defensive typing, and you'd be right in a competitive sense at least. But it does have a lot of really unique resistances. I gotta go to fucking more Picos, bitch ass. I hate that Pokemon, man. So he actually does have a good amount of resistances. He resists Electric, Ghost, Dark, Steel, and Flying, and he's got a Psychic immunity. So that's actually like a good amount of resists. And of course, yeah, you're weak to a good amount, but don't worry about any of that shit in game, man. You can play around all the weaknesses you want. Really, I would just focus on the resistances and stuff like that. Not that it's like not a factor at all. Of course, it's a factor. It's just not. People tend to hyperfixate on weaknesses. So, yeah. Yeah, Iron Thorn's super tanky. Barbed is really cool with Rocky Helmet. You've also got Spiky Shield. They do have Accelerock. I explained that more in depth in the Pupitar video and the T-Tar video, but essentially there's dex entries that explicitly say in almost all of his dex entries that Pupitar jets around like he shoots himself like a rocket. He uses internalized gas to fire himself forward. So that's Accelerock is really fitting in that regard, which does mean that the evolutions have to get it, even though it makes no sense. I definitely don't see Iron Thorns or T-Tar using Accelerock, but it's because of Pupitar, so that's fine. Spiky Shield super cool. Again, another really good defensive tool that Iron Thorns has that T-Tar doesn't, outside of Energy Shield and that Barbed ability, which is kind of funny. It's actually really funny. Both Shadow Shield and Iron Barbs, unironically, do kind of fit. I mean, it fits. Shadow Shield fits less, but he is Dark type now, so you could argue that fits. And then Iron Barbs, of course, fits him very well, but these abilities are renamed for other Pokemon, not just this specific Pokemon. Tons of other Pokemon get Energy Shield and also Barbed, so those are both really cool. You can also use Energy Shield offensively, of course. It's very good with Dragon Dance or any I don't know, whatever you want to do it. Just straight up weakness policy. They also get Spark, by the way. So you actually do have a stab priority in Spark and Sucker Punch. Spark is essentially electric and quick attack. A bit of a weird choice. I was considering not giving it to him, but I see him using it well enough. I think it's cool enough on him. I don't see it on like Iron Hands or Raging Bolt or anything, but I can see it on Iron Thorns, so I threw it on there. Yeah, you've got even like Power Glow special sets at level 45 are super good because you're so tanky. It's the same deal as Iron Hands. He's got 50 special attack, but he's so tanky that you can definitely get off that Power Glow and then Parabolic Charge your HP back and stuff, which is pretty cool. Short Circuit also has really good defensive utility, and it also gets a guaranteed para, which in this case is even better. You can use Short Circuit to get something in kill range that you can then outspeed in one shot. Not one shot, but finish them off the next turn. And then you also remove your electric typing, which again can be useful in a lot of cases. So that's pretty cool as a little tech move. And also it's just cool because he's a robot. It's 130 power at level 45 is strong. So you got all these multi-hit moves, which work really nice with loaded dice, especially if you get like a Terra Steel or Terra Bug or Terra Fighting RNG, which would be pretty cool. Recharge and Fortify. So Fortify is over Sedimend. Sedimend is another reliable recovery move. So all three of those moves heal Iron Thorns, right? So you've got your Recharge, which heals 1/3, but it gives you that charge effect. So like Recharge into Spark is super strong. You can also use like leftover Spiky Shield shenanigans to get some extra, chip healing and chip damage and also healing on yourself. So that's all super fun. You've also got Volt Switch and Parting Shot, so you can use like AV pivot sets or raw Parting Shot sets. It depends on the circumstance, right? It's all balanced around in-game. It's a ROM hack, so you can perfectly customize your moveset, your abilities, and your items for every single individual boss fight. That's about how the game is designed. Zing Zap is really cool. I mean, I've been giving it to most physical electric types, but specifically on Thorns, it's pretty cool because in vanilla, it's only given to spiky Pokemon. Because of the Japanese name, it's like something spiky, some like weird Japanese fucking phrase. It's like something dangerously spiky. I forget, shockingly prickly. I don't know, some shit like that, but obviously that fits Iron Thorns really well. So with Wide Lens, you can slap on Zing Zap, which is 90 base power, 90% accurate, and it gives you +1 speed each time you click it now, so that's really strong. You can use like Zing Zap, Energy Shield type shit. I don't know, there's so many fun ways you can build them both defensively and offensively. Super tanky, purely defensive with like Barbed heal move, Barbed Fortify, Plasma Pulse, Rocky Helmet. You can just shit on any physical attacker basically. That's super fun. And of course you've got your high base power damaging moves like Brutal Swing, Volt Tackle, both of which are obviously double edge variants. You've got Electro Assault, which is a electric physical Draco Meteor, which is really cool. You can also slap on a Quick Claw. However, another advantage that Iron Thorns has over T-Tar is the fact that Iron Thorns is faster, so you can actually slap on a Scarf. And T-Tar is hitting base 93 with Scarf with the neutral nature. However, like you're outspeeding 93 on the AI, right, as you can see, but 72 is almost hitting 110. 72 is outspeeding 108, I believe. Yeah, 108 base speed. So you almost a significant with Scarf. You are hitting 15 base points higher of speed. So that's super good. Of course, T-Tar has the incredible utility of Bulletproof, which is an insanely broken immunity ability, which makes him immune to 50 moves. I believe it's 53 or some shit. A shit ton of moves, right? So that's insane on T-Tar. So definitely, of course, worth using him as well. And even, again, as I covered earlier, Pupitar with that ground immunity and a Violite Bulk and different typing. So all three of them having a different typing makes it a really cool decision. I like to give the player a lot of decisions with which Pokemon they choose to evolve into or whatever. And this is one of those many cases in this game. So that's all really fun. They do still keep some Rock Covers moves. Of course, you got your good old Stone Edge, which is accurate now, super strong, 120 power overall. Can't be used twice in a row, though. Strength can be used twice in a row, which is really good for Scarf Thorns sets once in a while. However, of course, it does deal some recoil, so you got to play around that. Brutal Bash is the same thing as Stone Edge, and Temper Flare being a Wicked Blow variant. I already covered Brutal Swing and Volt Tackle. Head Smash is even more recoil, but it's even stronger, and it also drops your defenses, which isn't as big a deal. It's mostly just that it deals 50% recoil. All of these moves are accurate, though. The only inaccurate move here that Iron Thorns gets that I can see is Supercell Slam, Thunder, Focus Blast, and that's it, as far as I can tell. Yeah. And Zing Zap as well, which I already covered. So the only useful ones are Zing Zap and Supercell Slam. Everything else will not miss. So most moves in this game are 100% accurate. Pretty much all moves. Yeah, it's pretty much it. I don't know what else to say. I mean, he's really cool. I love the dark typing on him. Again, tons of great resistances. You can pull off some like cheesy stuff, even like metals, mirror coat, and oh, I didn't give him metal burst. Oops. Oh, it's because he has comeuppance. That's why. Okay, I knew I didn't do that for a reason. It's because he has comeuppance from Pupitar. Okay, that's fine. Battle Cry is obviously super useful with Barbed. You can drop their attack, and then they deal even less damage, and you can deal even more damage with Rocky Helmet and Barbed. Energy Shield in general is even great just to like... Energy Shield is great offensively and defensively, right? You can use it with heal moves and Plasma Pulse and all this other stally shit, and Spiky Shield and Leftovers and whatever else you want to try, or you can use it purely as an offensive tool to get them on the field. I haven't touched on Quark Drive at all, which is my bad. I'll cover that in a second, but Energy Shield is sick because even just it allows you to take hits you wouldn't otherwise be able to take, right? So you can run like Scarf Offensive Thorns for a certain boss fight to outspeed something and one-shot them or kill them or whatever, and you can use Energy Shield to get them on the field easier because you know, you can take a hit you wouldn't be able to take otherwise. So that's all really good. And again, with setup the moves as well, it's all really good. I was going to cover Quark Drive. Yeah, so in terrain, this guy's a beast. Obviously, I don't need to explain that much, but in regards to like other uses for Quark, so the main boost you're going to get is attack, right? Which is cool because he doesn't have any other attack boosting abilities, so that's pretty neat. You can either set up Electric Turn with somebody else or use it on yourself even. And of course, you also always have the Booster Energy option, but with Booster Energy, your item slot's a lot more limited, and this thing isn't that fast, so unless you want like a slow, tanky, strong set with like attacking stuff, I don't know. I would say most times you're using Quark Drive, you're using it with like an item and an electric terrain. Booster is okay on him though, especially if you're naturally faster than something, then you can totally just switch in Booster and get that attack boost. And you know, if you don't want to use like a Life Orb or choice item or another boosting item for that, you know, because again, there's item clause in this game, so being able to switch up your items is a big deal. It's intended item clause, you don't have to play with that. It's a difficulty thing, you know. Otherwise, it's kind of easy just to spam the same item every time and it takes no thought. But yeah, Payback is obviously super good even with Energy Shield or Barbed because you have to, you know, Payback requires you to take the hit, and both of those abilities help you take the hit better, or either punish taking the hit or, you know, take less damage from the hit. So both of those are really cool. Even like Weakness Policy, Payback, Energy Shield is a really fun, you know, 1v1 tool to blow something up if you want to. Yeah, this guy's just the GOAT, man. I don't know what else to say. He's super lame in vanilla. I really don't like him, but now it's the case for a lot of Pokemon. I end up liking them so much more once I actually get to change them to, you know, fit my preferences and what I like. And I would love to use him now in game. He's got so many cool tools to take advantage of. And I think I love his color scheme. He's got a really nice color scheme. I really like the green shades and stuff. And I just think Electric Dark makes him so much cooler, let alone all the cool abilities and all the cool moves and the stats and all that other good shit. So yeah. If you made it to the end of the video, shout out to you. I appreciate you very much. There's a couple other tools I would love to touch on, but I just don't have the time to cover. Oh my god, I just realized they have Torment Spiky Shield. I'll debate keeping that or not. I really wanted to make that a unique tool for like Cacturn because it's a really broken tool versus the AI. I just realized that was an accident. I did not mean for that. I don't know how I didn't notice that. I don't know. I'll debate taking that off or not. If they do keep it, then good for them. They're eating even more because that's a crazy combo. Versus the AI, because again, they don't know how to counterplay it. They don't switch out of Torment, so as long as you protect every other turn with Spiky Shield, you're good to go. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't know. With Move Relearner too, because in Sweltering it's a thing you can do on tons of mons, but it's not as good because it takes up 2 move slots. But in here you have Move Relearner, so it's riskless. So yeah, I don't know. I'll see after the video's done. They might not keep that. So yeah. That's about it though. Other than that, Metal Sound's a good debuffing move. Drop special attack, special defense by -2. I already covered by Plasma Pulse is great. It's just a reliable burn move. You can run that with Assault Vest as well, like AV, Volt Switch, Plasma Pulse type shit, just to like cripple some shit, switch in and switch out. You know, all types of fun ways you can build them. So even like Plasma Pulse Parting Shot out, Barbed, Rocky Helmet, you know, make them deal a bunch of chip and then switch out into somebody else to position for, you know, a kill or whatever. It's up to you. Yeah, again, you can see all the other covers, moves, and all the other cool shit that they have access to on the screen. Check it out yourself. Thanks for listening. If you didn't watch the T-Tar video already, make sure you go watch that after this one. Check out my other videos. Sub if you haven't already, but if you made it to the end, you definitely have. So I appreciate you guys listening to the end. Really means a lot. Peace.